And we are recording Skatepark Mark here in my lab that I'm now calling Tiger's Voyage. And I'm here in the Tiger's Voyage, and I'm reviewing the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2022. And I've been doing this in about 1 hour segments 7 times. So I'm going to spend about 7 hours already doing a shallow dive into the National Defense Authorization Act. Why, might you ask? And it's only out of my own curiosity and sort of a desire or a calling to surround myself and expose myself to the sorts of things that the National Defense Authorization Act covers. It is a dark area for many people, I think, not myself and with myself included, that might need just a little illumination so we can start to talk more intelligently about defense and the United States in competition with the rest of the world and the sorts of things that we need to fund to stay ahead of the game for our own safety. Theoretically, we have to be better than China. And we can't just buy Chinese products in this particular scenario. So a lot of the stuff here that's being developed is it's local and domestic. And so this is all very important stuff in my estimation. So I'm doing it. And not too many people, judging by my YouTube views, are tuning in. And I do have some slight conspiracy theories on maybe I'm getting censored a little bit. I tried to direct people to this through Twitter and Facebook. Both seem very censorship not prominent, but the potential for censorship in both those medias, as is probably any media. And there's probably people who are paid through the National Defense Authorization Act to censor me. So, go figure. All right. And it's good. Although I'm not harmless. I mean, I am harmless. I'm not harmless in the realm of communication, however, and enlightenment and teaching. So, this sort of stuff could be considered possibly to be a little not productive, or we're defeating the purpose of this act and allowing the world to go to this congress.gov website and read about it, if it in turn ends up getting more Americans killed. So is there a fine line? I don't know. I don't think so. Where and it's almost like a civic duty. We should all learn about this stuff so we can have the motivation to do good for our country. So, Skatepark Mark, the Patriot. All right, so we're diving back in. We're on the 8th episode here, and it looks like we are full on recording. And I'm going to go down to where we left off. I just checked my little graphic that told me that episode 7 went to about 579. So I'm going to scroll. I'm scrolling down to 569. All right, 579C. Consideration of sexual orientation by Inspector General when conducting a review of racial disparity. Okay, we covered that last time. So let's go right into subtitle I, decorations and awards. Okay. Well, we got to toot our own horn, apparently. This needs to be part of the defense. We're defending ourselves by congratulating ourselves. I don't know. Maybe it's a recruitment tool. We'll see. Decorations and awards, Section 5A1. Semi-annual reports regarding review of service records of certain veterans. Okay, so we're going to have a semi-annual report regarding review of service records of certain veterans. Well, that's as vague as can be. All right, we're not going to waste our time with the vagueness. Once again, we got a lot to cover. Section 5A2. Eligibility of veterans of Operation End Sweep for Vietnam Service Medal. So we're going to look at the veterans to see if they're eligible, and they were veterans of Operation End Sweep. And then there's a Vietnam Service Medal they can get. So let's look what Operation End Sweep is. Operation End Sweep was a United States Navy and United States Marine Corps operation to remove naval mines from Haiphong Harbor and other coastal and inland waterways in North Vietnam. So this is the Navy and the Marines. They're removing mines. And, okay. Are they the Viet Cong mines, or are we cleaning up our mines? Operation End Sweep was the United States Navy and United States Marine Corps operation to remove naval mines from Haiphong Harbor and other coastal and inland waterways in North Vietnam. The operation fulfilled an American obligation under the Paris Peace Accord, which ended direct American participation in Vietnam. It was also the first operational deployment of the U.S. Navy air mine countermeasures capabilities. So there's mines in North Vietnam, and part of the United States had largely disengaged from Vietnam when North Vietnam launched its Easter offensive into South Vietnam in 1972. In response, the United States Air Force and the U.S. Navy launched a major bombing offensive against North Vietnam. In addition, President of the United States Richard Nixon ordered the Commander-in-Chief, United States Pacific Fleet, Admiral Bernard Clary, and the Commander-in-Chief, United States 7th Fleet, Vice Admiral James Holloway, to begin mining campaign against Haiphong and other North Vietnamese ports. The mining campaign by U.S. Navy and Marine Corps attack aircraft from American aircraft carriers. For the next several months, laid thousands of mines in the North Vietnamese water. Eventually, North Vietnam and the United States negotiated an end to the war and signed an agreement on ending the war and restoring peace in Vietnam. The protocol to the agreement called for the United States to neutralize American mines in North Vietnam. So we had to go in and we had to clean this stuff up. And this is called End Sweep, Operation End Sweep. And there's some veterans that can get a service medal. A Vietnam Service Medal. Let's see what that looks like. Vietnam Service Medal, Military Award, Armed Forces, Johnson. Recognized service during the Vietnam War by all members of the U.S. Armed Forces, provided they meet the award requirements. There you go. That's it. That's a Vietnam Service Medal. I wonder what some of the requirements are. Oh, okay. Moving on. The unsweep guys can get one too. All right. Section 583, establishment. And we're still doing this. We're looking at the eligibility of veterans. We're still handing out medals for Vietnam. That's interesting. All right, Section 583, establishment of the Atomic Veterans Service Medal. Okay, so we have atomic veterans. An atomic veteran is a veteran who is exposed to ionizing radiation while present in the site of nuclear explosion during their active duty. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs defines an atomic veteran who, as part of his or her military service, participated in an above-ground nuclear test in 1945 to 1962, or as part of the U.S. military occupation forces in and around Hiroshima and Nagasaki before 1946, or is held as a prisoner of war in or near Hiroshima or Nagasaki. So this is a medal. Looks a little different than the Vietnam Service Medal. These are atomic veterans. And are they still alive after all of this exposure? Well, if they are, they certainly deserve a medal by now. So we're gonna establish the Atomic Veterans Service Medal. And I don't know. Do we have more in line? We'll see. All right, Section 584. Authorization for the award of the Medal of Honor to Marcelino Serna for acts of valor during World War I. So, the Medal of Honor. Okay, so this is an entire thing about one person. The Marcelino Serna, a Mexican who enlisted as an American soldier, settled from El Paso, Texas. He became one of the most decorated soldiers from Texas in World War I. Serna was first Hispanic to be awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. Marcelino Serna. Remembering Marcelino Serna. Marcelino Serna. So we want to give him a Medal of Honor posthumously. Okay. Section 585. Rescission of Medals of Honor awarded for acts at Wounded Knee. Oh, look at this. Now, wow, this is crazy. And now we're getting into some very interesting stuff. There were Medals of Honor awarded to cavalry people at Wounded Knee, a massacre of the Sioux in South Dakota. And we're going to take away their Medals of Honor. So let's just look at the Medals of Honor that were awarded at Wounded Knee on December 29th, dang it, a day after my birthday. The Medal of Honor is the highest and most prestigious decoration of American soldiers can receive. The Wounded Knee Massacre, when U.S. forces surrounded a group of Lakota, lawmakers asked Biden to revoke Medals of Honor awarded. Okay, so we have a list of medals of honor. The list of medals of honor recipients for the Wounded Knee Massacre. Okay. A deaf tribesman named Black Coyote was reluctant to give up his rifle. He was performing a ghost dance. Rifle went off. The U.S. Army began shooting at the Native Americans. Local warriors fought back. Many of them already been stripped of their guns and disarmed. By the time the massacre was over, 250 and 300 men, women, and children were killed, 51 wounded, 4 men, and 47 women. Some estimates place the number of dead at 300. Medal of Honor controversy. All right, so here are the list of the recipients. William Austin, John Clancy, Mosheim Feaster, Ernest Garlington, John Gresham, Matthew Hamilton, Joshua Herzog. So we have a whole list of people. Well, we've got, I don't know, just kind of looking at this, it looks like there's about 15. We're going to strip them of the Medal of Honor. Okay, so we're going to give Marcelino Cerna a Medal of Honor, and we're going to take away the Medal of Honor for the Wounded Knee. All right, set the record straight. All right, Section 586. Inclusion of Purple Heart Awards on Military Valor website. So we're going to include the military, or the Purple Heart, on the Military Valor website. On Military Valor website. It says Military Valor website. Is there a Military Valor website? I mean, when you say Military Valor website, I mean, are we talking, here we go. We're talking about valor.defense.gov. Description of the awards. There's this Distinguished Service Cross. So all of these divisions have the Medal of Honor. Air Force Cross, Navy Cross, Silver Star, Silver Star, Silver Star, Silver Star. All right. So where are they? Descriptions. Well, let's see who gets this Distinguished Service Cross. So these guys, Distinguished Service Cross during the Indian Wars. So we got 5 of them. Well, let's just check out Iraq. How are we doing in Iraq? Keith Yoakum. There's not a lot given. Distinguished Service Cross. All right, just to, let me see here. let's see the descriptions. The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration that could be awarded. It's presented by the President of the United States. Beyond the call of duty, while engaged in action against the enemy, while engaged in military operations involving conflict, while serving with friendly forces engaged in armed conflict. So you get a Medal of Honor. Okay, the Distinguished Service Cross is the second highest military decoration. It's awarded for extraordinary heroism while engaged in action, while engaged in military operations, while serving friendly forces. Okay, so you get this Service Cross. And then what's the Silver Star? The Silver Star is the third highest. It's awarded for gallantry in action. So theoretically, there's a lot of Silver Stars. So let's just see. In the Army, the Silver Star. This guy's got the Silver Stars. So there's quite a bit of Silver Stars. And these are Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom. And this is just since 9/11. Well, what about before 9/11? All right. Maybe we didn't do too many Silver Stars. So we need some money because we want to get the Purple Heart on here. So what's the Purple Heart? The Purple Heart is the United States military decoration awarded in the name of the President to those wounded or killed while serving. So you get the Purple Heart if you get wounded or killed. All right. So we want to get the Purple Heart on that website too. Sounds good. All right, subtitle J, Miscellaneous Reports and Other Matters. Section 591, Command Climate Assessments, Independent Review and Reports. So we're going to have a Command Climate Assessment. What does that mean? How's the climate? Command Climate Navigator. Guide for conducting climate assessment. The Department of Defense using climate assessment tool to understand impacts of climate change. The Defense Department has identified climate change as a critical national security threat, has taken steps to address vulnerabilities in its installations from climate change, such as flooding, forest fires, and drought. There are 5,000 Department of Defense locations worldwide, each facing unique climate change risk factors. Okay, so we got 5,000 installations. We need to see how they're dealing with climate change. Okay. 592, healthy eating in the Department of Defense. Okay. Healthy eating. Promoting healthy eating among soldiers a priority to the Army due to link between nutrition and performance. The Army typically uses nutrition education to encourage soldiers to make healthier food choices, with low emphasis on psychosocial determinants of food choice behaviors. Healthy eating. Face of defense. Soldier encourages healthy eating. Oh, here we go. Here's a soldier eating healthy. This is basic. This is basic stuff. It's good to see that we're giving, proper notice to it. All right. Plant-based protein pilot program of the Navy. So the Navy's going to go one step further with this healthy eating, and they're going to go to a plant-based protein pilot program for those Navy vegetarians. 3-year pilot program to offer plant-based protein options. All right. Healthy eating. Section 594, reports on misconduct by members of Special Operation Forces. Reports on misconduct by members of Special Operation Forces. Well, let's just see what that says. Special Operation Forces are making the news for drug abuse, sexual assault and murder, and other misconduct. Special Forces, they're military units trained to conduct special operations. And it looks like these guys are getting into some bad stuff. Maybe because they're special. They don't have somebody policing them so much, or, watching their every move. Okay, so there's misconduct there. And I wonder if these guys go through the same sort of court-martial. They got to do the captain's mast, if they have anybody they need to answer to. It's good questions. All right, 595. Updates and preservation of memorials to chaplains at Arlington National Cemetery. So, to chaplains. What's a chaplain? We need to update our chaplain with more stuff. Chaplains Hill. Chaplains Hill. We need to update this stuff. Military chaplains from 4 wars rest on Chaplains Hill. "14 Jewish chaplains who died on active duty. 83 Catholic chaplains who died in World War II. Okay. Let's just see. What is a military chaplain? Military chaplain ministers to military personnel, and in most cases, their families and civilians working military. In some cases, they will also work with local civilians within the military area. Military chaplains. Okay, there's a whole military chaplain thing. I didn't even think about that. All right, moving on. 596, report regarding best practices for community engagement. Okay, this is another one of those examples where, we've talked about community engagement many times throughout this act. So now we just have a report regarding the best practice of it. Okay, I would almost go through and restructure this entire thing to deal, just with, the scope of the areas covered is not as, and maybe these sorts of things are redundant because there's just different departments putting together these, and they don't talk to each other. But I mean, community engagement is an area that has been addressed all throughout this thing, and it's just scattered. So Skatepark Mark, we should hire Skatepark Mark to do all this stuff. All right, 597. Improved Department of Defense prevention of and response to bullying in the armed forces. All right, so this is more of that, you can't handle the truth. Court-martial stuff. The captain's masked. 598. Addition of element to report regarding the designation of Explosive Ordnance Disposal Corps as a basic branch of the Army. So the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Corps they want to be their own branch. Ordnance disposal. Ordnance. It's like weapons. This is important because, as we covered earlier, there's a black market, and there's these things go missing if they are not disposed of properly. And then now we have military-grade weapons on the streets. So this is an important concept and thing to deal with. And it deserves all of its own stuff, and, it seems like to me. All right, 599, military justice career track for judge advocates. Hookie. 599A, annual report regarding the cost of living for members and employees of the Department of Defense. So we have an annual report of the cost of living. Let's just take a look at that. So we're interested in cost of living. Immediate release. Back in 2020, the Department of Defense announced annual cost of living adjustments that will benefit military retirees and survivors during the calendar year 2021. Most military retirees will receive 1.3% increase to their retired pay, beginning with the pay they receive on December 31st. Likewise, survivors and members who died survivors are eligible for special survivor indemnity allowance. increase to their SSIA payments reflect 1.3% adjustment. The cost of living adjustments are calculated on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Cost of living adjustments are calculated Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. This is how you calculate it. The Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers is a monthly measure of the average change over time in the price paid by urban wage earners and clerical workers for a market basket of consumer goods and services. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Urban wage earners and clerical workers. Data tools. Urban consumers. Okay, so we're seeing it was at 246 and 15. It's gone up to 274. And this is in Washington. Let's just see what this is. CPI. This is Consumer Price Index. Cost of living. Let's see if there's a wiki page on this. The Consumer Price Index, urban wage earners and clerical workers. Consumer Price Index, Bureau of Labor Statistics. The urban wage earner and clerical worker population consists of consumer units consisting of clerical worker sales clerical workers. Basis adjustment. All right. It's interesting. Comptroller General assessment of quality and nutrition of food availability in military installations. Okay, back to healthy eating. We're having the Comptroller General's assessment of it. Study and report on herbicide agent exposure in Panama Canal zone. Okay, let's just see what a herbicide agent exposure in Panama Canals.
For more than 10 years, there's been allegations about the testing, use, and burial of Agent Orange in the Panama Canal Zone. Recently, United States veterans who had been stationed in the Canal Zone during the years of the Vietnam War have filed claims with the Department of Veterans Affairs. These claims center on current health concerns they believe are a result of their exposure to the tactical herbicide Agent Orange. Accordingly, this investigation was initiated with the intent of examining the available historical records and scientific evidence to assist compensation service for making determinations on claim investigations, benefits for the Panama Canal Zone. Okay, so what's the Panama Canal Zone? The Panama Canal Zone, unincorporated territory of the United States located in the Isthmus of Panama, Central America. So, this is interesting. So this is a area that is the United States. That we control the Panama Canal. Canal Zone, unincorporated territory of the United States. All right, who knew? The Panama Canal Zone, we should think about that. All right, 599D. Report on requests for equitable adjustment in the Department of the Navy. Okay. And here we have this GAO again. What is that? Does that stand for? I can never remember. It's like the audits or accountability office. Study on tattoo policies. Ooh. These guys are going to look like gang members here. The main takeaway regarding the Army tattoo policy is there's no limit to the number of tattoos you can have. You cannot have tattoos on your wrist, hands, neck, or face, however. The only exception to this is a ring tattoo. Sexist, racist, extremist, and indecent tattoos are not allowed. So there's a tattoo policy. There's a tattoo policy here. There's a lot of regret here with these tattoos. All right, good to know. And with that, we'll wrap it up. We've made it through the 500s. We'll start next time with 601 as we dive into pay and allowances. All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a good day, everybody.